Hi, Professor Gary. This is Marissa Seeforth, and I am demonstrating the proper and improper forms of the movement I've picked, which is the deadlift. And first, I'm going to be talking about the areas that I've chosen. I've actually chosen to pick areas from each of them, although I know we were only need to apply to 3. But first, I wanted to talk about joint angles. So one of the important things about the deadlift is that your back should begin at about 105 degrees. This would allow for good alignment of the spine to begin the movement. Other angles will cause use or overuse of muscles that are not intended to be used in the deadlift. Also, I'll be talking about some prime movers. Those include the gluteus max, the hamstrings, which include the semitendinosus, the membranosus, the biceps femoris, which is the lateral side of the biceps femoris, and the posterior adductor magnus. I'm also going to be talking a little bit about the leverage. This includes maintaining vertical shins and hinging at the hip during the concentric and eccentric movement of the deadlift form. Also, stability, especially in the spine. That's one of the most important things that get messed up in the deadlift, and one of the most improper use things that get overdone. Also, I'll be talking about posture, which is a huge thing in this. One of the things could be a rounded back and extended neck, which can cause increased injuries of muscles that aren't intended to be used so much in the deadlift. So first, I'm going to talk about proper foot placement. Proper foot placement should be about, your feet should be about hip to shoulder width apart. Weight is in the midfoot to the heel. And I will get into that when I demonstrate the proper form of the deadlift. I just wanted to make this discussion now ahead of time. The back, like I said, is at about 105 degree angle. The back remains straight or slightly arched. If you have a logo on your shirt, like say I have, when you do the deadlift, if there's somebody in front of you, they should be able to see the top of that logo. Like I said, rounding of the back is the #1 mistake that people make in the deadlift, and this can lead to injuries into muscles that we wouldn't normally use in the deadlift position. So you should begin the concentric movement, which is from the ground up to full extension with retracted shoulders. This allows you, and when I say concentric or retracted shoulders, I mean your shoulders should be pulled back, and this allows for your spine to stay neutral throughout the movement. And when in this position, there should be a slight bend in the knees as well, and your shins should be in a vertical position as well. The bar will begin close to my shins, and you don't want the weight too far out in front of you because that also leads to rounding of the back. Like I said, regarding the chest should be slightly in a position where they can see the top letters of your logo, and the chest will be over the bar as well. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the bar with straight arms. I'm going to keep my spine in a good neutral and slightly arched position, which is at 105 degree angle, which I obviously do not have a goniometer to be able to do that 105 degrees, but will try to reach that position as best as possible. I will begin by pushing my bottom back and my chest up. It's important for an individual to look about 4 to 5 feet in front of them while doing the deadlift. This will prevent them from looking too far forward and causing any other injuries in the cervical spine. And then I'm going to be pulling with straight arms. It's important to pull with straight arms because this allows you to squeeze the shoulder blades back, like I mentioned before, keeping the core nice and tight. This allows you to engage that posterior chain, the glutes and the hamstrings, as I mentioned before. And then while you are coming from the ground into the concentric movement, you engage that nice tight core, the neutral spine, which allows you to engage the glutes and the hamstrings. And then the bar will follow the path of your legs until you reach full extension and you lock out at the top of the lift. And then the movement is reversed on the way down. So I will go ahead and I have some light weights on here right now. So that way when I do the improper form, I do not hurt myself. So first, like I said, the bar will start about in my midfoot area. My legs are about hips, to shoulder width apart. So I'm going to start with slightly bended knees when I go down to grab. Again, I'm looking about 4 to 5 feet in front of me. My arms nice and straight. And then my arms are about just shoulder width apart when I go down to grab the bar. I grab the bar, and then it follows over my shins, and then I straighten out my legs, extending at the top. So this is the proper form of the deadlift. And I will do this a couple more times to demonstrate the things that I spoke about. So I'm maintaining that nice neutral spine, looking about 4 to 5 feet in front of me. The bar path is along my legs. And then I'm engaging my core, my hamstrings, and my glutes all at the same time. Okay. And then one other thing I wanted to talk about is breathing. So breathing, when you begin the concentric form of the movement, you should take your breath before you start, blowing out that complete breath at the top. This allows you to have a more broader chest. It allows you to engage your core while you're doing it, and then keep that nice neutral spine. And then while you're going into the concentric movement of the deadlift, then you blow out, exhaling that breath while you lock out at the top. When you go back to the eccentric form, you obviously breathe in again, inhaling, and then exhaling at the top of the lift. So some common mistakes in a deadlift would be improper foot placement, protracted shoulders, meaning the shoulders are not engaged and pulled back, they're kind of loose, which can allow you to lose that stability in the core and then leading to rounding of the back. Also, extending the legs first and pulling with the back instead of having nice soft knees, slightly bend in the knees, and allowing that bar to follow the path of your legs. Also, jerking the bar and not having nice straight arms and control of the lift can allow that bar to come a little bit forward than you want it to. Also engaging in proper form and pulling with the back instead of engaging the posterior chain, which include that glutes and the hamstring. And then overextending the cervical spine, like I mentioned, looking past that 4 to 5 feet in front of you, say looking straight ahead, that can cause injuries in the cervical spine. I wanted to just go back about when talking about the legs. We do not want to extend the legs first. So when we increase the weight of the bar, meaning when you add weight and you're going up, so you're going up for a 1 rep max and you're increasing the weight of your deadlift. This will become more common, and lifters tend to drive and extend their legs with the bar, moving slightly. So meaning they come and instead of nice, soft knees and bending, they keep their legs straight and locked, and they lose that bar path. And then this also makes the back do most of the work instead of engaging the glutes and the hamstrings. Another common mistake is bending the knees too soon, or like say going, when you go from the concentric back down to the eccentric movement of the deadlift, it's kind of like a squat. And this not only returns you to the wrong position, it forces the bar away from you putting pressure on the lower back instead of engaging the muscles that we need to engage. So I will now demonstrate a couple ways that are forms of improper deadlifting. So say the bar is more in front of me instead of my midfoot, and then I go down with straight legs instead of nice soft bent legs. And then not only is the bar in front of me, but it's not I don't allow my shins to get into that nice vertical position, and then the bar path doesn't follow the legs like it's supposed to. And then it's also going to lead to rounding at the back. So I'll go down, say this way, and I'm grabbing it in an improper position, and then I'll look more than that 4 to 5 feet in front of me, so I can cause injuries to my cervical spine. And then this is what a deadlift should not look like. I should not be doing that. So I should not be using the upper part of my back. I wasn't engaging my glutes and I wasn't engaging my spine. Another improper thing is, so I'm not correctly doing this, so I'm coming up, use my bar path, and then say I come down and I do that squat, which, I'm using more of my lower back, so I'm doing this thing, and I do a squat instead of going down and following the same bar path, going down to the eccentric movement as I did in the concentric movement. So those are just a few things that are that I would demonstrate to show proper deadlift form and improper deadlift form. And I will add this into my CAP assignment online. Thank you for viewing my video, and the wonderful person behind there videotaping me, which is Rosa. I appreciate your help. Thank you.